Hey, this is Pat Kiely, and this is my content strategy training. So, Mr. Customer, one of the most common challenges I hear from marketers is, hey, Pat, we have a great product. How do we actually get found in this digital age and break away from the pack that is all of our other competitors in the industry? And how we get found nowadays is going to be through your content, whether that be social media, ad campaigns, or even directly through your site, let's say like a blog post or a resource page. And when we think about how a target customer is actually going to find us, it's changed pretty significantly, even from, let's say, 2 years ago. So traditionally, marketers, in order to get found online, they would have a keyword strategy. So they'd make a piece of content and then they'd pump a bunch of keywords into that content. Or they would have a piece of content and they would have only one keyword per content. And that worked at the time because that's how the Google engine actually served up results. It was based on how many keywords closely mapped to what the person was searching. Nowadays, though, that's not an effective and efficient way to go about searching. And here's why. So, in today's day and age, people now search with much more natural language versus that robotic pointed searches. And we can compound this even further thinking about how many people use personal search assistants. So, let's say the Siris, the Google Homes, Alexas of the world. And if you're anything like me, I thought this would be a very trivial amount of people, very small. And it turns out I could not be more wrong. In fact, Google actually predicts that by 2020, over 50% of all of its searches will be voice searches. And as of today, there are 1 billion monthly voice searches. So not an insignificant amount. And Google's really had to evolve and adapt to accommodate these longer, more conversational queries. So to do that, Google now actively tries to recognize and understand the intention behind your user search. So it's not even serving up content that has related keywords anymore. In fact, it's actively hiding the keywords for its queries. It's now actively reading through all the content online and is now smart enough to understand that piece of content and how relevant it is to a potential query. And this is really important because now we actually have to create content that's going to be recognized and digested by Google and organize it in a way that it's easy for the Google engine to relate back to our site. So when I look at the Lego site, I notice that you have a bunch of different resource tabs, which is great. When we actually dive into some of these tabs, let's say high tech, for example, though, really what we want to do with this page is be known for high tech sales. And I don't see a lot of supporting content on this page. There are some videos here, but this isn't laid out in a way that is going to make it easy for Google to understand and digest this content and serve it up for related queries. So it's going to be very difficult to be found status quo. So how do we actively organize our content and adapt to the Google algorithm? And I'm going to use an example here. So if we go to Google and type in what is retail sales training, you'll notice that the first 4 organic results after the ads are from a company called Retail Doc, and this is a HubSpot customer. And they not only have the first couple searches, but they also monopolize this question box. And this is cool because Google only puts companies here that they think do a really good job of answering whatever this query is. Now, when we jump into the Retail Doc page, one of the things they do really well is they have a pillar page, and this is a very critical component of how we actually map our content to how Google actively searches. So a pillar page is one centralized resource that covers all the information on a broad topic. So in this case, retail sales training. And as you scroll down in this example, you see it's really easy to see there are a number of different, what we might call subtopics related to retail sales training. So why is retail sales training necessary? Cost of retail sales training. Now, in the old world, we would write an individual blog article for each of these. But in the new world, because Google is actually trying to judge intent, we want to provide a one-stop shop that addresses all of these questions. Now, because we've organized our page in a way that we have an internal linking system that goes to these other areas, as well as at the bottom of our page, you can see we're linking other related content back to this page. We're actually solving for 2 audiences here. And the first is a user. So if somebody is searching for retail sales training and finds our page, we're actually going to make sure that they're staying on our website by providing them any sort of important information they may need. And this is really critical when you're trying to build trust with your target customers and really become known as that marketplace thought leader. And the second audience that we're solving for is Google. So this page is making it really easy for Google, who as we know is a robot, to organize all of our content and judge what the intent is of all of my content. It's answering all these questions. We have internal linking. And if it notices that people are staying for a longer time, it's actually going to increase my ability to get found for each of these variations, even if I don't type in the exact phrase. And just a really cool fun fact too, most of the pages that rank for these broad keywords, and broad keyword is, again, a very conversational keyword. What should retail sales training involve? These type of keywords will actually rank #1 in Google for up to 1,000 other keywords. So it just goes to show that if you create really great content that's really comprehensive and then organize it in a way that it's really easy for Google to digest and understand what the intent is, we're going to get found much more frequently than if we're just using, let's say, keywords. So how does this relate to you? Now, for your site, what I'd recommend is you have to have a lot more supporting content. And with this supporting content, there should be linking blogs, anything about high-tech sales, and link those back with inbound links. Now, how do we actually do that though? And it can be daunting for a marketer. The great thing is HubSpot actually makes this process really easy. So what we have here is our content strategy tool. And this right here is called a topic cluster. And really all this is a visual representation of that pillar page that we just talked about and all of its relating subtopics. So what we do is start by choosing the core topic, entering it in, and you'll notice that the HubSpot engine will actually suggest these subtopics to you. And as I go through, I'm starting to build out a representation of my pillar page and all of the supporting subtopics. The really cool thing too is the HubSpot engine is going to provide some really neat analytics through machine learning, so such as domain authority, relevancy, monthly traffic, and most importantly though, is the HubSpot platform will actually attach your related content and blogs that already exist on your website. Or if you don't have any that already exist, it'll let you create new content directly from the tool, making it really easy to visualize the layout of your pillar page before even putting pen to paper. Now, laying out your content is great, but one of the biggest struggles is how do I understand exactly how many customers my content is bringing? And what is the dollar amount associated with how much revenue that content is driving? And what we're really big on at HubSpot is data-backed decisions. So having the transparency of the effect of your marketing actions so you know where to focus your time and your budget moving forward. And as you'll notice, we have sessions here and we're essentially listing out all of your topic clusters, and any competitor can really give you how many visits your content is driving. Google Analytics can do that. Where we differ is we're providing conversions. So how many new customers are we actually generating through our topic cluster? And off of our context, exactly how many customers do we have and what is the associated revenue for those customers? So anything highlighted in blue, we can drill into and get some really great micro analytics on. So we can understand exactly how many new customers one specific piece of content is driving. And really understanding the ROI on a content and a customer level, that's really the holy grail of marketing. So really two huge key takeaways here. The first is HubSpot helps organize your content in the right way with the right content to get found. And the second is we help you understand what the ROI is for each piece of content created. And I think this is one of the really cool things about HubSpot. So today, as of today, we're the only software company on the market that is actively trying to help marketers map their content strategy to how Google currently searches. And I think this is really cool because when you go on with HubSpot and when you purchase HubSpot, we're not just giving you a tool that is only going to get the occasional patch update. We're always trying to actively evolve our tool to make sure that it's the most relevant tool for marketers and that it's actively searching or actively mapping to how Google is currently searching. And you don't just have to take my word for it either. We have a bunch of customers out there who have already successfully mapped their content out and are seeing huge results. In fact, we have a company, Townsend Security, that has a great success story. So in 2015, Townsend Security, which was known for encryption key management, were really the market leaders in their industry segment. But in 2016, that changed pretty substantially when a lot of competitors started to emerge. So their struggle was, we used to be the market leaders, now we have a lot of competitors. How do we regain our lost market share? And how do we become the thought leaders in our market and really break away from all the other competitors that are now in our industry? And within the first year of using our content strategy tool, what we just went through, they saw a massive lead in the amount of traffic that their website was producing, as well as a huge growth in leads. Actually, if you go to Google now and type in what is encryption key management, which is what Townsend Security is really known for, you'll notice that after Wikipedia, the first organic result that pops up is Townsend Security. So this process and this solution actually works, and customers are seeing a real tangible success with it. I hope you found this educational and informative, and we'd love to help duplicate this success with you. Thank you.